Hey, I'm Eric, and I'm listening to 100 albums in 100 days. For all the details on what I'm doing and why, check out the video pinned to my profile. It is day 5, last day of Live Aid week. And today we're talking about U2. U2 was the third act, and probably the one I wanted to see the most out of the three on Live Aid. And they did not disappoint. They played 2 songs. They played Sunday Bloody Sunday, and then they played a 12-minute version of probably one of my favorite U2 songs. If not, I can't say it's my favorite, but it's top 3. It's a song called Bad from the Unforgettable Fire. And they played a 12-minute version of it that is just, oh my God, it's sublime. And it provided one of the enduring images of Live Aid from the stage and the crowd. If you've never seen their performance from Live Aid, go check it out on YouTube. It will not disappoint. It is so good. I remember watching that and just, I almost was pushed to tears listening to Bad, because I love that song so much, and their version is just emotional and just, it is so good. And so I really wanted to see that, and it was it did not disappoint. I've been a U2 fan since the early 80s. I think if you've seen some of my other videos, I've mentioned before that I grew up in a extremely conservative Christian house, and my parents tried as hard as they could for as long as they could to keep me away from rock music. And when I really wanted to try to listen to rock, they took me to the Christian bookstore to find music, alternative music to listen to that was Christian oriented. But it was so, the only stuff I liked was a band called Petra. If you know anything about Christian music, you know the band Petra. And my dad wouldn't let me buy that because he knew that Petra meant rock, and he wouldn't let me buy it. And so they were trying to push me towards other stuff that I just didn't want to listen to. And I distinctly remember the guy working at the Christian bookstore. He heard all this conversation between my parents and I, and the kind of the bickering about me listening to music. And he pushed me towards this band that he said that I would probably like. And the band was U2. They were selling U2 albums in the Christian bookstore. Because at the time, they didn't necessarily call themselves a Christian band, but they didn't deny it. And they had overtly Christian lyrics. And so he pushed me towards this band called U2, which I never heard of. And he said, I think you will like these guys. And I swear to you, he winked at me. And now I know, and a couple of years later, I figured out why. But I listened to U2 from that point on. So that was like 1982, 83. War and Boy had been out. And then The Unforgettable Fire came out. So and then Joshua Tree, and that, Joshua Tree changed my life in more ways than this video can hold. So I've been a fan of U2 for a long time. But after Act Chung Baby, I kind of fell away. We kind of broke up. It was complicated. And I didn't really get back into U2 until after I read Bono in Conversation, a book called Bono in Conversation, in 2005. So I spent a good 12, 13 years away from being a hardcore U2 fan. All that is backstory to give you the album that I listened to today, and that was 1993's Zooropa. I had never heard it. I never heard a single song off of this album. And even the ones after this, I've heard a couple of songs from each of those. So, but I've never heard a single thing off of this album. So that was the logical choice. I now know why I have never heard a single song off of this album. I did not connect with a single song whatsoever from this album. Save the intro, the first track of Zooropa. I liked it. I liked the moodiness and the feel of it, but all the rest of them, I could have just left them behind. Just was not impressed with this album at all. And I read a couple of articles and a couple of blurbs from the band. The Edge himself said that they don't have any passion at all for these songs, and have not done them since the Zoo tour, which was part of the Zooropa album. And so they're not fans of these songs, which made me feel better. And they don't play them that often. They don't. And he couldn't remember the article I read is he couldn't remember the last time they had played any of the songs. So they were just and then Bono said something to the effect of they were just a set of songs they recorded, played them for the tour, and they just kind of left them behind. So I don't really know why. I think they were trying to get out of the mold that they were in up through Joshua Tree. And even into Action Baby, they were, they kind of started venturing out into more electronica on that album. But this one is kind of full on. There's a lot more electronica than anything else on this album. So I think they were trying to break out of this mold that they had put around themselves, which eventually they go back into the same sound. I think it was experimental. And so I really, other than the first track, Zooropa, I didn't get anything off of this album. I could give you 7 or 8 other U2 albums for you to listen to. If you want to listen to a U2 album, just let me know. I can name a ton, just a ton others other than this one. So yeah, I won't be listening to this one again. This will be the drunk uncle of my U2 family Christmas gathering. I'll acknowledge it. I'll try to avoid it, and if I have to interact with it, I'll just grin and act like nothing's wrong. If you like this album, please let me know, and let me know which tracks you like. I just cannot believe there's anybody out there that's going to say, yeah, I like this. If you do, that's awesome. Let's talk about it. I want to know what I'm missing. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think, the things that Bono and Edge said are true. They were a set of songs that served a purpose, and they're done with them, and they're just going to set them to the side. But if this is your album, let me know. More power to you. It's sold, like all the rest. So apparently some people liked it. If that was you, let me know. If you're looking for a U2 album to listen to, this is not it. And let me know, and I will give you some albums to listen to. But yeah, that's it.